Thanks for watching County Report This Week. I'm Susan Kennedy. We start this week with introduction of a measure that addresses this county's need for more affordable housing. The bill has been proposed by Council President Roger Berliner, and as he tells us, the goal is to find more county projects that could feasibly include an affordable housing element.
We've struggled in our community to have enough affordable housing, and we ask our development community to bear the lion's share of responsibility with respect to it, when in reality we have a lot of county-owned assets that, in my judgment and the judgment of many of my colleagues, we haven't really explored the feasibility of looking at those assets as opportunities for affordable housing. So what this bill does is it requires that examination. It says if we're going to make some improvements to county-owned property, shouldn't we also look at whether or not it can be a site for affordable housing as well? And so that's what this legislation will require.
80 of our uniformed personnel headed to ravaged New York after Superstorm Sandy. They spent several days doing search and rescue, but also distributing food and water to hurricane victims. Lorna Virgili talked to Captain Scott Graham, who was one of the deployed personnel. Lorna?
Susan, he talked about the Maryland Task Force mission to New York, but also he gave us some tips about staying safe during the winter season and avoid fires. The Federal Emergency Management Agency's Maryland Task Force 1 was quickly mobilized to the disaster region. Most men were firefighters, physicians, paramedics, and search and rescue specialists from Montgomery County. Their mission was in Queens, New York, where they faced the very difficult task of going from home to home searching for stranded residents.
You have a storm surge that brought the ocean and brought the bay and stuff up into neighborhoods. So homes were destroyed, electric wires were down, natural gas lines were broken, and all of these things we had to take into consideration as we were walking through the neighborhoods, checking on the well-being of those people who may have stayed, the people who didn't evacuate. We had to make sure the houses were clear. We actually had people standing on roofs of their homes because the water had come up so high, they just retreated to the roofs of their houses.
After the first phase of search and rescue was completed, the team thought they were returning home. However, they were asked to remain distributing food and water.
We are trained to go into a disaster environment. We're trained to be self-sufficient with our food, our water, where we sleep, and just the environment in which we work. We've responded to many hurricanes. We've responded to many man-made natural disasters. So I can't say you get used to it, but you acclimate yourself to the environment that you're about to go into. 9 days is a long time because keep in mind, while we were in New York, we had our own problems back here in Montgomery County, basements flooding, trees on houses of some of our members, things like that. So that's very difficult to deal with psychologically, but we knew that our department back here was taking care of our families while we were away.
Now back in Montgomery, a different task begins, making sure that county residents stay safe during the holiday season and the winter months. As weather gets colder, there is an increase in house fires due to chimney and space heater misuse.
Most people are starting to use alternative heat sources, fireplaces, kerosene heaters, space heaters, things like that. Plus you're adding on decorations for Christmas. You're putting live trees in homes where they have live trees. You want to keep these things away from, about a 3-foot radius around any type of heat source that you bring in. 3 feet away from your fireplace, 3 feet away from a space heater or a kerosene heater. Just do things that are wise.
A reminder that fireplace ashes should be stored in a metal container and away from the home, as they stay active anywhere from a week to 10 days. For County Report This Week in Rockville, I'm Lorna Virgili.
One of the biggest future developments in Montgomery County is now out of the courts and moving ahead. A county circuit judge has ruled that a lawsuit against Johns Hopkins University and its plans to build a commercial science park should not proceed. The former property owners of the Bellward Farm argued the size and scope of the science park go beyond what was originally envisioned for the site. Council members are moving forward with the development of the current Public Safety Training Academy.
The
redevelopment of the Banks Farm out in the Science City corridor area is really huge for Montgomery County. We're really putting a lot of eggs in that basket in terms of our expectation of creating a great collection of leaders and innovators in the scientific world. So it's really very exciting that that project is going to move forward. I know that there continue to be some hard feelings on the family side, and the community side is naturally concerned about how it's going to look and feel. But at the end of the day, I think all the players are going to be very satisfied with the product.
Members of the Council's Public Safety and Government Operations Committee met to discuss a request from the county executive of $57 million to upgrade the county's public safety communication systems. The council approved a $108 million project in the CIP. However, questions still remain as to the price tag of this portion of the project.
The committee gave approval to the appropriation yesterday, but a slightly lower appropriation for the radio infrastructure, knocking it down by about 5% to incentivize not only the county but vendors to come in at a price that would be the best deal for taxpayers while meeting the critical needs that our public safety responders have and the end users for the system to work exactly as intended.
Still to come on County Report this week, some Montgomery County students get a lesson in songwriting from a renowned composer, and big sports news at Montgomery College. We'll be right back.
Going shopping this holiday season? Coming up with the perfect gift for everyone on your list isn't easy. It takes a lot of creativity to get the right gift for the right person. But when you find the perfect gift, don't add to your holiday stress. Be prepared when you stop to shop. You don't have to be this creative. Be sure to bring your reusable bags. Bring your bag. Fight litter.
Are you sure they can recycle us, Clamshell?
Hey, Dome, we're on a new recycling postcard.
I can't wait to make a new start. Maybe I'll be a red carpet at a big premiere.
And I'll get to paint the White House.
Shh, here he comes. Now you can recycle more plastics in Montgomery County, including #1 PET plastics such as clamshells, deli containers, trays, lids, domes, and cups. We're in! For more information on recycling, contact the Montgomery County, Maryland Division of Solid Waste Services at 311. The wait is over. Recycle more plastics today.
Montgomery County 911.
I just saw a car crash.
If you ever have an emergency, be glad you're in Montgomery County. Thanks to the ambulance transport law, the county has more money to cut response times. Buy new ambulances and fire engines, and hire more paramedics and firefighters. In an emergency, don't ever hesitate to call 911. If you live in Montgomery County, you will never get a bill or pay a dime. Hopefully, you'll never need to call Montgomery County Fire and Rescue, but if you do, we're there for you. Welcome back to County Report this week. The holidays are upon us, and Montgomery County Police want us to be aware of potential scammers who are out there looking to get your money. Captain Paul Starks from Montgomery County Police is here to tell us about a couple of those scams. Captain, thanks for being here. What can you tell us about what's happening out there?
Well, Susan, this is an old story with a fresh twist. Over the last couple months, elderly residents in the Friendship Heights area have been targeted by some phone scammers. The caller pretends to be a grandson or granddaughter in some sort of trouble, usually in Mexico or Canada. They need money wired to them right away, and of course they ask the grandparent not to tell mom or dad. In a couple of these cases, the victims have wired money to an account which they've lost.
So what should folks do if they receive a call like this?
1, ask the caller for a phone number so they can call them back to determine if this is a bona fide situation. 2, never wire money unless you know that it's an actual business or location that is set up to do legitimate business. And 3, victims can be their own detectives. Confirm with family members and friends just where everybody is or where this person may or may not be.
And this also goes for sending cash, doesn't it?
Right, we did have one case where a victim stuffed cash in a FedEx envelope and it was delivered as well to an address in New York City.
Okay, so residents beware. Thank you very much, Captain Paul Starks, Montgomery County Police. Montgomery College just closed out a successful fall sports season highlighted by some big news both on and off the field. Here's the MCTV's Michael Brown with the details.
The fall sports season kicked off with MC welcoming Derek Carter as the new interim athletic director. He brings extensive NCAA experience to the job.
So I worked at Tennessee as assistant AD for about 5 years, and then went back to Virginia Tech as assistant AD for 6 years, and then I served as athletic director at Virginia State, Bowie State, and Delaware State University.
Carter oversees athletics on all 3 campuses as part of the college's unification and reinvigoration of the program.
We'll be unified as all of our teams can be under one umbrella. Administratively, we're unified. Over time, I believe you'll see the students really believe in the one college, and the athletes can support each other, and just overall it will be a positive thing.
And Carter liked what he saw during the fall season at MC. Volleyball finished 3rd in Maryland JUCO with a strong 15-5 mark. Women's soccer turned in a very solid season under first-year coach Brad Harton, and men's soccer quite simply had an historic season. Under first-year coach Pedro Braz, they won Maryland JUCO for the first time in school history, took the Region 20 title, and ascended to the national tournament, the first trip by an MC men's team since 1988.
It was an experience that I'll always remember for the rest of my life. And that's what I told these student athletes. I told them, regardless, I will be coaching for the rest of my life. But for them, it really came down to them, because this experience may never happen to them ever again.
Their dream of the title was narrowly dashed 1-0 when Herkimer scored the only goal of the championship finals in the second overtime. But that result took nothing away from what this team really achieved this season.
And that's what we try to leave. It's that foundation. It's getting something started, planting the seeds, so then we can make something grow. And that's from the beginning. I told these guys, and I told them from the beginning, we have to leave this legacy. We have to leave something here that people can remember you for the rest of their lives.
For County Report this week at Montgomery College, I'm Michael Brown.
Jim Papoulis is a well-known music composer who travels all over the globe to work with international artists and ensembles. Recently, he visited one Montgomery County middle school where some students there got some hands-on experience in music composition. The story now from our friends at MCPS.
Composer Jim Papoulis visited students in the chamber choir at Mario Loiterman Middle School this week to teach them how to write a song.
We're just very excited to have Jim Papoulis here. This is the first time in my understanding that Montgomery County Public Schools has had a commissioned piece by an international composer in the last 20 to 30 years.
Who listens to 99.5 here? What other station do you listen to? So I've never worked in Silver Spring, so I'm always curious to hear what the kids like to listen to, what they're all about, just get a feel for them, and just to meet new people, because that's what music is really about.
Papoulis led the choir in an interactive workshop highlighting the elements of theme, content, and range in song composition.
I had such a fun time today, and I would do it again in a heartbeat, and I can't wait to hear the song.
Thousands of people are going to be listening to it, and when I hear it, I'm going to say, yay, that some of those words came from me.
What I love about the middle school age is that they're old enough to be really advanced from a societal standpoint, but they're young enough to not be affected yet. So it's kind of a magical age to me. They still are thinking for themselves, and they're not so influenced by what they're supposed to be, and hopefully they'll be able to find their own voice.
Papoulis was commissioned to write a song in collaboration with the chamber choir and will return to his New York studio to complete the project. The song is set to debut in early 2013. Up next, when County Report This Week continues, the city of Rockville wants input from its residents on a new pedestrian bridge and special recognition for some unsung American heroes. Stay with us.
My name is Veronica Tejada. I'm here at the Mid-County Regional Services Center, located right next to the Wheaton Metro Station in Wheaton, Maryland. I want to welcome you to the Gilchrist Center for Cultural Diversity, Montgomery County's #1 research center for new Americans since 2001.
The Gilchrist Center's main office is located on the second floor at 2424 Reedy Drive in Wheaton. You can get information on employment, health services, free legal advice, and many other services. Improve your skills by taking free or low-cost classes in English as a second language, basic computers, citizenship preparation, Spanish, and job preparation.
I live in United States and I want communication with my grandchildren and my family and all people.
Stop by one of our 3 locations and find out how we can serve you.
Welcome back to County Report this week. The city of Rockville wants to hear from residents about a pedestrian bridge. There is an upcoming public hearing and a public comment period coming up, and our Rockville 11's Bridget Breuer has the details.
The price tag now is close to $1.2 million.
That's the report from civil engineer Eileen Lish regarding the project to replace the Stone Street pedestrian bridge.
We've had to do some extra geotechnical work to verify that that embankment can handle the extra load of a new bridge. We also had to work out a plan for compliance with the Americans with Disabilities Act.
Over a year ago, the Stone Street pedestrian bridge was removed when engineers found that the structural integrity of the bridge was compromised. The price tag to replace the bridge is much higher than originally anticipated due to complicated design features, but there is adequate funding available in the city budget.
We've discovered unexpectedly that we can't just put a bridge back. We have to put a bridge back with an ADA compliant design. What we thought was going to be a relatively inexpensive job has now turned into almost $1 million. We're going to have to rethink the bridge.
The mayor and council want to hear from you. On January 14th, you can weigh in on the future of this project at City Hall. Also, the public comment period will be open until January 28th.
Public hearing has been set, and so we're getting the word out. Eileen Lish specifically went to the East Rockville Citizens Associations, and we're doing other means to get the word out that the issue of whether the bridge should be replaced or not is going to be discussed.
For more background information on this project, go online to rockvillemd.gov and search Stone Street Bridge.
In an effort to increase tourism here in Montgomery County, Councilmember Nancy Florine is proposing raising the share of revenue from the hotel tax that is designated for the Conference and Visitors Bureau from 3.5% to 7%. As Ms. Florine tells us, there is a need for more funding to county programs to attract tourism.
As a member of the county council, I get invited to a lot of things, so I'm more likely than most to know that there's a terrific heritage festival going on in Poolesville at the same time that there's a really interesting jazz festival going on in Silver Spring. But that's not true for most people. So that was the genesis of this initiative. The Conference and Visitors Bureau has been marketing Montgomery County for a long time. That's been its tradition, and they've looked at this. They put together a work plan about what they can achieve, and really by a modest percentage increase in what they receive already out of the hotel motel tax. We're not raising new taxes. It's just increasing their share of a not very big pie. They'll be able to help put Montgomery County on the map, both to the world at large and to our residents within.
As part of Tuesday's council session, officials recognized the contributions of Japanese Americans in World War II. During the war, the U.S. military formed segregated units of Japanese Americans who would become the 442nd Regimental Combat Team that would go on to fight 8 major campaigns. Full recognition of the 442nd did not occur until 70 years after the conclusion of the war.
So I want to, on behalf of all of our nearly 1 million residents, first of all, to offer our apologies. More importantly, to thank you and all of those who've served over so many years. And that just does not go to the service personnel, but to their families and their children who suffered as well. And so this is our attempt to thank you, but we can never fully thank you enough for your service, and we can never move away the scars and the pain that people have suffered in the past. But it's our recognition today to at least to continue that process.
We spoke at Java, which is a Japanese American program, and we were just thanking them about how they fought for us.
We were talking about why we were thankful for everybody fighting for us in the military.
Thanks to the principal and the teachers. They keep the legacy alive, and from the World War II veteran standpoint, we feel that the sacrifices that we have made is going to be carried on by generations to come. God bless the USA.
When we come back, we'll get touched by an angel when we meet our pet of the week. And a story about one amazing young lady who is going the distance.
Serving your community is a great feeling. The Montgomery County Volunteer Center can connect you to hundreds of volunteer opportunities available throughout the area. Are you a student, senior, professional, community group, or business looking to serve? Simply visit our website to select what's right for you and get great ideas from past projects with our volunteer toolkits, or share a success story of your own. The Montgomery County Volunteer Center. Make an impact in your community. Where will you serve?
Montgomery College students have until December 4th to apply for a scholarship from the Hillman Entrepreneurs Program. The scholarship covers a wide variety of transferable majors and continues with the student from MC through graduation from University of Maryland. Montgomery College and 3 other two-year schools will partner with the University of Maryland, Baltimore County to build a model to ensure that more transfer students earn degrees in science, technology, engineering, and math fields. The program is funded by a grant from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. And now's the best time to register for Montgomery College's spring semester to make sure you get your first choice of classes. Choose courses for more than 130 majors and programs offered at our campus locations and online. Register today online or at any of our 3 campuses.
Welcome back to County Report. Tom Pogue is here now to tell us about some new and improved bus stops around the county in this week's Transportation Update.
Hi, I'm Tom Pogue, Community Relations Manager for the Department of Transportation. Here's an update from Montgomery County. Transit Services Bus Stop Improvement Program is in its 7th year of operation, completing upgrades to 2/3 of Ride-On's 5,000 bus stops. The program systematically evaluates bus stops by asking a series of questions, such as, can passengers wait at the stop without being in danger? Is the stop reasonably close to a safe street crossing, and can that crossing be made safer? And can passengers get to the stop along an accessible path? In planning improvements, staff look beyond the bus stop to consider the walking routes patrons will take to destinations and housing. To date, close to $7 million in infrastructure enhancements have been made. The bus stop program often partners with other MCDOT projects to bring about innovative and attractive upgrades. These include the sidewalk construction program, ADA improvements, and traffic calming projects. For more information, go to our website at montgomerycountymd.gov/MCDOT. We're working to keep you moving comfortably and safely.
It's time for our Pet of the Week segment, and if you are ready to bring an angel into your home, this dog might just be for you. Here's Kathy Stanhope.
Hi, this is Kathy Stanhope with your Pet of the Week at Montgomery County Humane Society.
And this lovely lady is Angel, and she is very appropriately named because she is as sweet as an angel. She's just a 9-month-old pit bull mix, and don't let that word scare you, really. This is one of the friendliest, happiest, nicest dogs you ever want to meet, and there isn't a person out there that she doesn't love. She just wants to wiggle and throw herself in your lap or at your feet. She wants you to scratch her belly or her nose, which incidentally is a very pink, cute little nose. And she's one of the prettiest pit bull mixes I've ever seen. I don't know if you can tell, but she's just a lovely white and fawn or cream color. She is just a friendly, beautiful, beautiful dog. And for the life of me, I can't imagine. She was given up. I don't know the story. I can't imagine why anyone would let this dog go, because she is as friendly and as sweet as you ever could find. So, and this is a dog for an active family or an active couple or individual. If you like to run or walk, this is a wonderful dog. This is not the dog for grandma or grandpa. This is a dog who wants to play all the time until you wear her out, because she's just wonderfully energetic and wonderfully sweet and wonderfully fun. So come on down. If you have an active lifestyle and have room in your heart and home for a wonderful dog, you definitely want to meet Angel. Come on down to the Montgomery County Humane Society on Rockville Drive in Rockville. Give us a call at 240-773-5967 or visit us on the web at mchumane.org. Come meet Angel and come adopt an animal. You will be so glad you did.
And finally, we leave you with a story of hard work and determination. Angie Fuentes is a junior at Seneca Valley High School, and this year she decided to join the cross-country team for the very first time. Angie is legally blind, but she did not let her impairment stand in the way of competing with runners from across the county. Councilmember Craig Rice took the opportunity to recognize Angie for her outstanding accomplishments.
Angie Fuentes, who stands next to me, is a blind cross-country runner. Now, many of you who run know how difficult it is to make sure, as you're monitoring your footing, to watch where you're going and how difficult that is. And we're talking about cross-country, folks. You know, we shared some stories about my attempts at long-distance running, and quite a few times where I've fallen. I'm not sure why, but so, you know, for what Angie's been able to do, it's quite amazing.
Angie Fuentes began running at the age of 8 in her native country of El Salvador, but this was her first time as a participant on a school team. Her love of running inspired her to join the Seneca Valley squad.
It wasn't that difficult because I've been in my school team from El Salvador before, so it was like I was used to it, but sometimes it will be a little bit difficult because in the racings or when I'm running, there's obstacles like uneven path and sometimes grass and it's like rainy and slippery, but that was mostly the difficult part.
I just want to appreciate the support from the school, from the cross-country coach.
Her mom, Carla, was a bit apprehensive about letting Angie participate in cross-country, but her fears were soon erased.
I was kind of afraid at the beginning because, you know, it was kind of hard for her, and I was kind of afraid that she can get frustrated or something like that, but she was very good, and we were so surprised when we saw her running for the first time in her first race. She was crying because she was so happy and, you know, couldn't believe it.
And first we were running and she was holding on either to my arm or someone else's arm, and then we moved on to her running with a track baton, and that worked really well, and Angie's endurance really picked up and she was able to run 4 or 5 miles without stopping. She never gave up, no matter what the surface was. She did a great job.
Angie says she plans on running cross country again her senior year. She says to her, running is freedom.
I just want to say everyone that if you have a dream or you have a goal that you want to make come true, don't give up. You can do it. You can get as one.
Congratulations to Angie from all of us at County Report This Week. Well, that does it for this week's edition of County Report This Week. Be sure to tune in again next week for a look at what's going on inside Montgomery County. I'm Susan Kennedy. Have a great week.